Hey everybody, this is Gary, the fist pump guy. Today we got another product video. This one we're going to talk about the 2020 changes for the Tundra and Sequoia. Are there any? Are you thinking about waiting? Do you want to go ahead and purchase? Who knows? But listen, check this video out if you want to see some of the changes that may or may not be coming for 2020. Okay, I appreciate you guys joining me again for another product video. This one on the changes of the 2020 Toyota Tundra and or Sequoia, but I'm not going to tell you what they are until you subscribe to my channel. So go ahead right now at the bottom, go ahead and subscribe. I'll give you a couple minutes. I could be here all day. You're right, I don't have all day, so let's get to it. But if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. I do appreciate all my viewers. Now let's talk about the changes real quick. Now obviously we know that there's not a major change this year. I know there's some disappointment in that. Maybe next year for 2021 we'll see a change. I don't know for sure. I know there's a lot of people out there that say there is, but I for one haven't heard exactly or seen exactly what's going to happen. So let's talk a little bit about some of the changes that's going to take place for 2020. Now the 2020 Tundra is due out, now I'm in the southeast region, is due out in late August, as well as the Sequoia. So late August this month, that you should be expecting some, and maybe early next month, some Tundras to start hitting your lot. Now I don't have a ton coming in, I know I've got a couple, but let's talk about some of the changes you can expect on the 2020 Tundra first. Something I've expected for a while, that they're going to do away with the 4.6 liter V8. Now the 4.6 was really never a big seller. It was more of a price leader than anything. After they did away with the 6-cylinder, the 4.6 was the next price leader. And realistically, I mean, the towing capacity on that truck now is about 6,500 pounds. Tacoma's pretty close to that. So really the 4.6 is really obsolete, especially there's not a huge difference in money. And I would always tell people when they come on the lot, go ahead and get the bigger engine because you may need it to pull something bigger. So I'm kind of expecting the 4.6 to go away. Now down here in the southeast, some of you guys around the country and maybe some other part in other countries may not be familiar with the flex fuel, but all of our Tundras, or especially our, mainly our four-wheel drives in particular, or flex fuel vehicles. Now the flex fuel is basically just an alternative fuel source that you can run in your vehicles. It's supposed to help with fuel economy, run cleaner and things like that. However, the fuel for that is a little bit more expensive and you have to have more frequent oil changes. So obviously, depending on who you are, where you're at, may or may not benefit you. There are some limitations on the flex fuel engines that you can't do to versus a regular non-flex fuel engine. So I'm kind of happy to see that. So I'm not sure if this is nationwide or if it's just in the southeast, because we have been running flex fuel where some of the other regions have not. So I'm not sure if this is strictly for southeast region, but no flex fuel for the four-wheel drive models in 2020. Now Apple Carplay and Android Auto is going to be more of a staple stock, we know that. So for 2020 you will be getting that, the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as a bigger touchscreen, an 8-inch touchscreen radio. Something that I know some people like, I could care less really. The smart key will be available now with push button start. It'll be available on it's standard on the Limited 1794 Platinum and the Pro, and then it's available on an SR5 only with the off-road and sport package upgrades. So we know that off-road and the sport are upgrades from the SR5. So part of that upgrade now will be a smart key with push button start. Like I said, I really don't care either way personally. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some people like that stuff. I could care less. That's why I'm glad most of y'all know I have a 17. I thought about trading. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do yet, but the more I think about it, the more I want to keep it, because the 17 was the last year model before they changed the safety stuff and all that. And then of course the only thing I'd probably like different on mine is that it'd be a single key versus the key and the fob like I have now. But other than that, I'm good with it. I mean, I know a lot of you guys that are Tundra owners, you like the plainness and the uniqueness of the Tundra, I'm still with that. You know, there's a few things maybe they could upgrade or make better, but you know, overall it's a great truck, so whatever. Some more changes. Leather will be available on SR5 Crew Max as a standalone option. There again, I'm not positive that this is because it says factory, so I'm assuming it's a factory leather. So used to you could get a port installed option of leather on the Tundra. Now it looks like it's going to be a standalone option, which means it's by itself. You don't necessarily have to get any other features to get the standalone option of leather. It cannot be ordered with any other factory option. So I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe if that's the only thing you can order is leather, I don't know. But anyway, that is an option. Now, as far as colors go, there hasn't been a significant change as far as colors for the Tundra. I didn't look at the Sequoia, but the Sequoia colors have been the same forever, I think. So, but the Tundra, they pretty much run hand in hand anyway. The Tundra Pro, the old Voodoo Blue, is now going to be an available color, much like the Cavalry Blue, the Quicksand, all those other colors that have come off the Pros. This year, it looks like they're going to have 4 colors available. You're still going to have the white, the black. This year, they're going to add back the magnetic gray, which is a 3rd color, and then the Army Green. Now, I've seen some pictures of the Army Green on some of the Tundras Tacomas. Looks great. For those of you who've been around a while, around Toyotas a while, the FJ Cruiser at one point in time offered the Army Green in a trail edition. It was a very nice looking vehicle. So it looks great because of the black trim, but we'll see how it does on the lot. So as far as Tundra goes, that's just the only real things that I picked up. There may be some other tweaking things that they may change, but as of right now, that's what I have on my sheet. And like I said, they're due out late August. Now the Sequoia, because I'll just do this because Sequoias didn't have a bunch of change either, because they had an update with the grill and everything like the Tundra did in 18, and the instrument cluster. They will also add the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, because let's face it, the Sequoia needs a big update, just like the Tundra does, but the Sequoia in particular, because it's more of a luxury big SUV. Also, we'll have standard smart key, so you'll have the smart key and push button start standard on all trims of Sequoia for 2020, which I know a lot of you probably like that. And then also looks like they're going to put out a Trd Pro Sequoia. Now, I'd heard that they were going to do that, but I'm anxious to see how it does, because as you well know, they did put a Trd Sport out for the Sequoia, which was somewhat like the nightshades they're doing now, where it has some of the blacked out stuff, makes it look a little bit more sporty on the exterior, not really much different on the interior. So I'm kind of anxious to see, let's say anxious, I want to see how the Pro does, because obviously the Pros have had their ups and downs on all the other vehicles. Could I see some benefit in the Pro Sequoia? Maybe if they did a different suspension or something like they do on the Tundras, we'll see. So that's all I got for the changes. Now, like I said, I've already done a Tacoma change, so go back. I'll put the link up here, up above my head, whichever side, that you can actually click on to go watch the Tacoma changes. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there hating this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, Toyota's doing some great things with the vehicles now, and it's taken a little while to get on board with some of the stuff, but we'll see on the 2021 Tundra what they do as far as engines and stuff. But you can start seeing some things in the making with the going away of the 4.6 and stuff. So like I said, I'm not going to trade mine necessarily for a 20, because I don't have to have all that stuff. I don't use my radio enough to worry about Apple CarPlay or anything like that, but some people like it. I hope you do. If you're thinking about waiting, if that's the things that you want on the new truck, go ahead. Otherwise, go ahead and pick you up an 18 or a 19 if there's any 18s left, or 19s, because obviously those are the first year models of the safety, and if you don't like the safety, go back to a 17, because you won't get it on there. So I appreciate you joining and watching today. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thank you again for watching my videos. Like, comment, share. Follow the Fist Pumped Enterprise.